So we've got this word obedience. It's become a very scary word in a lot of Christian circles. Are you being obedient to the Lord, or are you being disobedient? And we start questioning our salvation and our closeness with God based on this religious word phrasing of the word obedience. So, just real quick, I want to talk to you about what obedience means as God refers to it in the New Testament. Obedient is not about how are you doing keeping the rules. Obedience isn't how you doing avoiding sin. Look, I'm not saying we should be out there breaking world records for sin. Look, sin kills, sin destroys, sin never fulfills us. Absolutely, we're not made for sin. But we need to get over this jargon about redefining what God means when he's talking about obedience. In the scriptures, we see in Romans 6:17, it says, "But thanks be to God that though you were, quote, were slaves to sin, you became," meaning you became obedient from the heart to that form of teaching which you were committed. So what Paul is telling us here is this obedience, it's been done. God ripped out our heart of stone, the Bible says, and he gave us a new heart of flesh, and he gave us a new spirit, and he put his spirit in us. Our obedience, it's really talking about a spiritual obedience, one that cannot be taken from you. Your obedience is not based on your human performance. You are not being disobedient in this context when you struggle with sin. Maybe you went out Saturday night and you drank 2 or 3 beers. Maybe you looked at someone inappropriately and you had a lustful thought. This is not what God means when he's talking about being obedient. Romans 1:5 says that though whom we have received the grace and apostleship to bring about the obedience of faith among all the Gentiles in his name's sake. Romans 5:19 says, "For as though," this is talking about Adam, through one man's disobedience, the many were made sinners, even so, through the obedience of one," this meaning Jesus Christ, "many will be made righteous." We were all made righteous through the obedience of Jesus Christ. And we now have this obedient heart. Listen, we do sometimes struggle with sin. We've got the renewing of the mind going on. One moment we're thinking, I want to read my Bible. I just want to cast my eyes on Jesus. And then the next thing we're all over the place. We're giving into worldly temptations. We struggle from time to time. And the reason you have that struggle is not because you're still a dirty worm. It's because you now have an obedient heart. Your new heart says, something's not right with this. You're not made for sin. Why are you considering this? Although, as James said, we all stumble in many ways. So I just want to leave you with that. The next time someone is really beating you over the head with the word obedience, look, don't sin. Sin never fulfills us. But know this. You are obedient. You are a child of God. Christ is living in you, and you have all the obedience you will ever need. God bless you.